ado, I want to welcome my friend, my sister, and my colleague, Eloho Efomia. Elo, welcome.
Wow, thank you, Coach Anikan. I was like, oh my goodness, that's me. But so delighted to be here again with you. Actually, today the radio station celebrates 5 years. And I'm like, oh, I already committed to Coach Anikan. I can't back out now. So I quickly, we were supposed to have a meeting with the team. So I moved the meeting from 6:30 to 6. And then we're able to just spend half an hour just talking and just thanking God for today. So it's an honor to be here, delighted to be here again. Today, I don't have slides for you. I want us to just talk. I want us to interact, because I mean, I've been on this journey for about 12 years now, and I'm going to share my experiences about collaboration, partnering, and how it has got me to where I am. But I like my anytime I speak, there's several things I like to do to get you guys buzzing. So first of all, I want you to share on the chat 3 things that you are thankful for. What 3 things are you grateful for? And maybe 3 things that happened today, maybe 3 things that happened during the course of the week, but just share in the chat right now what you are grateful for. I am grateful for the gift of life. I'm grateful for Heart Song Live, that is 5 years today. Whoop, whoop. And I'm grateful for my family, my husband, my children, and my family at large. My eldest son just finished college or something. Yeah, so their system is a bit confusing, but I'm grateful for him. So what are you grateful for? Amazing. Thank you for joining. Chinonso says, I'm grateful for my family, the gift of life, my families and good friends, and my career. Awesome. My wife, Diana, my daughter, Isabel, and the privilege to bring value to others. Fantastic. I'm grateful for life, for provision and protection. Awesome. Thank you for sharing. All right. My next question will be, what are your skills? What are your talents? What makes you you? What makes you unique? Lillian says, I'm grateful that my sister's nephew and I are alive. Praise God. I'm grateful for the opportunity to attend this program, for good health. I'm grateful for my relationship with God and my life. All right. I want you to, sometimes we don't celebrate ourselves enough. When you ask people to say, okay, what is that one thing? No, not even one thing. There was one day on my radio show, I told people to share with me 21 things about themselves that they like. It was a struggle. It was a big struggle. Why? Because we're so used to putting ourselves down. We're so used to, I don't matter. No, I don't deserve it. Oh, it's not good. The other person is better. But I pushed them, I challenged them to say, okay, go for it. 21 things. I'm not going to ask you to do 21 things today. Don't worry. Don't be scared. But we're talking about collaboration and partnering and partnership today. First and foremost, you need to identify, what the things that makes you you, the things that you have. Because sometimes we get into this position where we begin to compare ourselves with other people. And I've come to realize when you compare yourself with other people, you're robbing yourself of your joy. Yeah. If you find somebody that you're doing better than, you become prideful. And when you're proud, you lose your joy, whether you like it or not, because you want to always outdo the next person. And then when you find someone who's doing better than you, you begin to feel like, you either get envious, you are angry at them. Why are they doing better? But I can do this. Yes, you can do it. But have you done it? So I want you to identify 5 things about yourself that you are good at, that are your talents. When they wake you up from sleep, you can do it. You can say it, you can talk. For Coach Onyeka, he can coach all day through. Coach Bibi as well. He'll just be dropping those nuggets, you know. So write 5 things about yourself that are unique to you, and then we will move on. Coach Onyeka says coaching. You see that? Ability to help others create products from their idea. 3, ability to spot champions. I love that word. Not everybody has that ability to spot champions. Dara says, I'm grateful for life, for the gift of men. I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful for, Coach Bibi says, grateful for my family, for my Nuggets community, grateful for the gifts God has given me. All right. So I'm still waiting for you. 5 things that you're good at. It's only Coach Onyeka that has shared. Emmanuel says, I'm grateful for life. I'm grateful for daily victory in Christ. I'm grateful for my family. Coach Onyeka says, supporting, great listening. Fantastic. I'm a special person. I love that, Chinon. So Chinon says, I'm a special person. I'm a comfortable poet. I'm a good friend. I'm a recipe creator. I'm a motivation to others. Wow, fantastic. I love that. Fumi says, reading. That's unique to you. Helping others. Dara says singing, writing. Fantastic. I asked for 5 though. So Fumi and Dara, I need 2 more from Fumi. Dara, I need 3 more from you. All right. So what is collaboration? What do you understand by the term collaboration? While we're waiting for others to say what is unique about them, 5 things they like and appreciate about themselves, I want you to share in the chat, what do you understand by collaboration? And then I'm going to share my story and my journey and how collaborating with other people and partnering with other people has helped me build the brand that I have now and that can help you as well. Awesome. Nathaniel says, my voice, encouraging others, public speaking, go-to person for family coaching. Fantastic. Linda says, encouraging people. Linda, we need 4 more. I'm going to push you guys tonight. Or what time is it in Canada now? It's 7:20 p.m. in UK.
It's 2:20 here.
Okay, so it's afternoon. All right. Lillian says event management, problem solving, motivator, creative content, good heart. Love that. Linda says bringing people to Christ. Amazing. Coach Bibi, coaching, designing, helping. Wow, I love that. Designing, helping people, speaking and solving problems. And that is one key aspect of collaboration. Fantastic. Linda says, I'm a chef with a difference. Woo! I would love to taste your meals. All right, what do you understand by the term collaboration? Let's quickly do that. And I want to share my story very quickly with you. What do you understand by the term collaboration? Alex says, I'm grateful for gift of life and being unique. I'm grateful for my family, grateful for my career. I'm grateful for salvation. I'm grateful for the battle God is fighting consistently on my behalf. All right. So a few years ago in 2011, right, I had just had twins because they're 11 years old now. I had just had twins. And before then, my first son was about 7 years old. So there was that big gap. And as women, you know that we want to have more kids, you know, after the first one you want to have, but this was 7 years before the twins came, yeah? And you would have thought that, okay, the twins are here now. Eloho, you should relax and enjoy your life. But guess what? I was having sleepless nights. When I'm feeding the twins, I'll be crying. I'm like, God, Father, Lord, what is happening? You know, I think I should be satisfied, but there was a deep hunger in me. God had placed a vision in my heart that only me can do, you know? And so there was this deep hunger in me, like, there's something missing, there's something lacking. I couldn't remember that years ago, God had given me a vision. I had written it down. So all of that, at that time, what was happening to me, he was making me uncomfortable. You know, God deals with all of us in different ways, you know. So he was making me uncomfortable. He was making me restless. And then I started to question, because when you're in that position where you're restless, you begin to question yourself. You begin to ask questions. What is it? What am I doing? What am I supposed to be doing? What am I not supposed to be doing? And then it hit me. I gave you this dream and this vision. What have you done with it? Or what are you doing with it? All right, let me read some more comments. Lillian says, collaboration to me means the ability to work and bring out the best in others. Fantastic. Fumi says, to work jointly with others. And Linda says, thank God for his love, mercy over my family. Fantastic. Thank you, Lillian and Fumi, for your contributions. Collaboration is working together. We've all got amazing skills, right? I mean, Coach Anyekan has built this wonderful platform, but he can't do it on his own. He can't do the things that he does. He needs somebody, you know. Sorry, let me jump in. I always used to tell my team, you know what, I can do everything you all are doing. So the social media management, I can do it. The Canva creation, I can do it. But I need your skills, because together we are better. And I'm bringing out the best in you. You are bringing out the best in me, so that we all are, you know, excelling in our strengths, in our giftings and all of that. So thank you. A collaboration is working jointly. Coach Anyekan has this platform, but he needs each and every person here to bring in their A game, so that we can all have an amazing time. We can all grow together. We can get, you know, the nuggets. I mean, he and Coach Bibi work hand in hand. You know, Coach Bibi is solving problems. Coach Anyekan is pushing people. Together, they are producing the best. So anyhow, back to my story. Today I intentionally just wanted to speak from my heart. I didn't want to share any slides, and I hope this is of value to you. I hope you're yeah, fantastic. All right. So I then remembered the vision and I jumped up immediately. I wrote it all down. But my first question is, but I can't do it on my own. Who do I need? Who do I need? Yes, I'm a great singer. I can sing, but I can't play the equipment. I can organize people. I can get people together. It's one of my skills. It's one of my strengths. I can bring people together, but I also need other people. So who do I need on the team to help me? I started to look for people. At this time, you know, I had developed some relationships, so it was easier. But if you're just starting out and you don't have those kind of relationships, the first things first will be to start to build those relationships. Linda, Linda, I love that. Absolutely. Collaboration is learning from each other. That is, I love it. We all learn. Nobody knows everything. Nobody has it all together. We need somebody. So at that point, back to my story, I got a team together. I spoke to a few people, and this one comes and said, oh, I can play the drum. This one said, I can do the keyboard. Oh, I have a friend that can do this. So we got together and we started working. The first concert I did in 2011, I was a bit scared because it was the first time I was going out there in public. Most people wouldn't believe it, but I'm somewhat an introvert, you know. So that was the first time I was going out in public. I had all the fears. Would it work? Would it not work? Who's going to even come? Would anybody come? But guess what? Because I had collaborated with a few people, they in turn brought their audience. They in turn brought their people. So it was like a synergy. And the first concert turned out to be more than I expected. Yeah, so sometimes when God gives us a vision, or when you have a business idea, or a project you want to do, or you want to write a book, I'm going to also share the experience of my book as well, or you want to write a book, or you want to do something, you've got to find the person who has the skills, who has the giftings and the talents to be able to help you, and two of you would work together and birth whatever it is that is your goal, is your mission for that project, that business, that brand. All right. So that's how I first experienced, you know, the benefits of collaborating. That's how I first experienced the benefits of partnering. When I look back to where I started and to where I am today, you know, that I have partners, you know, collaborators in different areas of my life and my business. Recently, I just got invited by another radio station to say, hey, I want us to work together. I want us to partner together. I want us to produce together. But you know what? If I had felt like I'm the Almighty, I'm better than you, or you are better than me, oh no, I can't measure up, there's no way we would be able to reach more people or do the work that we've been sent to Scotland to do. So collaboration is really, really important because it brings, you know, people together. It fosters relationships. Like somebody talked about learning, collaboration is learning from one another. It helps you to learn from the other person. I have learned so much from my team. You know, sometimes when you lead people, you want to think that you are the all-knowing, you know it all, you know, but I've been able to learn so much from my team members, my partners. One thing I must say here, when you want to go into collaboration, you have to drop every air, whatever it is that you have. Don't come into that partnership like you know more or you know better. Be willing to learn. Be willing to, you know, open up and just receive. Even if you know more than the person, you know, there's something that person has that you do not have. So learn, learn, learn. Collaboration also helps you to solve problems. I think it was Coach Bibi that says that he loves to solve problems. Solving problems is one of his talents. So collaboration helps you to solve problems. All right, more about my story. So I ran my first concert and went on to do the second one, the third one, the fourth, the fifth, the sixth, the seventh, the eighth, the ninth. We're going to do the 10th in 2020 when COVID happened and, you know, we're all on lockdown. But what I saw through the years was because I was willing to share, because I humbled myself, you know, I mean, people watch you, so you have to be sensitive, you know, about what you are putting out there. People can read you. So you can't say, okay, you want to partner or collaborate with somebody, but you have ulterior motives. People can see that. And so through the years, what I'd noticed is because of the way I had positioned myself, because of the way I had shown that I was willing to learn from others, even though people saw me as this, they saw me as the face of gospel in Aberdeen City where I lived then, but I was still able to work with people at the top, work with people at the bottom, work with people in the middle, you know, if you want to classify it like that. But what then I now noticed where there were certain people who loved the work I was doing. They couldn't sing, they couldn't play any instruments, but they had the money, they had the finances. So they began to invest, they began to partner with us such that every year there was this particular lady for 5 years. She was supporting, and it wasn't like it was £100 or two. She was supporting with like £2,500, £3,000. And that was just her talent. That was her talent. You know, so she came on board. The reason why she stopped was, you know, things got bad in Aberdeen, people lost employment and it was difficult. And she just called and told me, you know, and that was why. But she brought her her own, should I call it a gift? It's a gift. I mean, giving is a gift, you know. She brought her gift to support the work that we were doing, and we were both better for it. And that's been the story. Heart Song Live is 5 years today. When we started in 2017, I didn't know the next step. I was just excited, but I brought about, I think there were about 7 or so people I brought together. All right, this is the vision, this is the dream. You are good here, do this and do that and do that. And today we're here today. In the recent past, God just sent 2 ladies. The same thing with the other lady who was supporting the concert, brought these 2 other ladies who are like, I'm like, how does this happen? You know, how does this happen? But it's because I had learned from beginning to open my heart, you know, to receive. Sometimes we find it hard to open up ourselves. We're scared because we don't want people to steal our idea. People will steal your idea and it's okay. It shows that you are a pace setter.
That's right.
So it's fine, but they are not you. So only you can bring your source to whatever has been committed to you. Coach Anekan says, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Amazing. We can't do life on our own. Never. We can't. And that's something I'm even teaching my children as well. You need one another. I've got the twins who are always at each other's. I'm like, guys, you need to learn from this stage that you need each other. You are different. You've got skills here. You've got talents. This morning, I was doing some work on my laptop for our anniversary, and my son, one of the twins, came. I said, can you help me with this? So he helped. I mean, he's quite good with technology, so he helped immediately. And then he said, oh, I'm going to stop at this point, but there was still some more to go. So his sister comes in. I said, okay, show her what to do. I didn't have to show her again, because he already knew what to do. And so he showed her. She struggled a bit, but she caught the hang of it. But if I thought, oh, I know it all, these children wouldn't understand, you know. So it goes everywhere. At work, you've got to collaborate with your colleagues to produce work that is that meets your goals, that achieves the goals for the company. As a solopreneur, as an entrepreneur, as a creativepreneur, you also need people. At home, you need every person. Natalia, fantastic. She says, nothing is new under the sun, even our ideas. I agree completely, but the difference in our style of presentation, your uniqueness should be your superpower. Exactly. Your uniqueness will be your superpower, which takes me to my next, you know, what I want to speak about next. I wrote a book in 2020, You Are Not Everyone's Cup of Tea. For years, I've been wanting to write a book. For years. I knew I wanted to write. I started, I dropped it. I did some mind mapping because one coach was helping me. I dropped it. I thought that, I don't know if I'll be able to write this book, but I have a friend who's a book coach, and she comes to me and she writes a book, you know, write that book already. I say, I'm going to buy this book just to support you, you know, because you're my friend. So I'm just buying it to support you. But I read the book and realized that I could write a book in less than 30 days. How? How can I do that? If I was not willing to collaborate with my friend, or if I was not willing in the first place to support the work that she's already doing, I would not have been open to that possibility, you know. So she says, yeah, you can. I know it's hard for you to write because you probably don't have the time, but you've got your phone, right? I said, yes. All right, start to write your story, or start to speak your story on your phone. I was like, how? I thought I have to sit down to write, you know? And so I did that. I sat down for about an hour and I voiced my story. So someone transcribed it. Someone transcribed it, first of all. Another person put it all together, sent it to me to edit. But you know, some of us want to be every and anything. I must write this book. I must write it. Meanwhile, there are people there who can collaborate with you to birth that idea. The same thing when I was going to release my album in 2014. I had the idea of those kind of songs I wanted to write. And so I started to look for a songwriter. And people told me, you must write the song yourself. You have to write the song yourself. But guess what? I looked for a songwriter that understood the vision and he was able to interpret it. You can't do life alone. You need collaboration. You need partnership. And that's why I can come to you time after time to speak with you, because I've learned to harness the power of collaboration and partnership. You can do everything, thank God. But if you want the best, if you want excellence, you've got to find people who have been graced for that particular thing that you've been called to do. So that's my story. I hope that it has been helpful. Coach Aniekan, Coach Bibi.
Thank you very much, Elo. Because to me, interestingly, as you were speaking, I know that there are fears when it comes to collaborating. I don't know you. Why would I share my idea with you? There are ways you can find out. There are ways you can, let me use the better word, you can test people and find out if they can handle this. But one thing that I want to kind of let you see clearly, when we think about collaboration, what we're thinking is, what can I get? Who can I get? No, that's not what a lot of thought about. You've got to bring value yourself. Listen, you have to be what you want to attract. If you're not being honest, if you cannot be transparent, if you're not I can depend on you kind of person, why would you want to get such a person? And the things you need when it comes to collaboration are those key elements. You need someone that will be there for you, come rain, come snow. It doesn't matter. Whatever the time, whatever it's happening, you have said we are doing this together. And if he has brought out the best in me, maybe I'll share a bit of my story. It was in 2020 when COVID hit. What happened was that before then, I used to do in-person workshops, and I would, and my topic was when it comes to goal setting. I realized that people kind of struggled when it comes to setting goals, when it comes to planning for your goals, when it comes to being able to sit down, look at the future, design a future, and then set up steps to get you to that future. Most people, and I experienced that myself, it was easy to do when you're working in a 9-to-5 job, because they have a corporate goal, and then each department has a part of that goal. For instance, when I was working a corporate job, I was in service and sales, and they'll come to us, the target is $2 million, and this is how we're going to get it. So that's how they did it. So you are looking at the big picture. So you're like, okay, 2 million. All right. Well, I wasn't looking at 2 million target. I was looking at the fact that if I had more sales, I have more commission, I take home more money. So that's what got me interested in doing what I was doing. It wasn't that I understood that this vision, plays into the overall vision. I really didn't know that for the company I was working with. But I did that. And then when you now break out to start your business, you realize that you don't even know how to set goals.
True.
You don't know how to set goals, interestingly. You tell someone, so what's your goal? My goal is to go walking every other day. Going walking is not a goal. It's a plan to get you going walking. Why? To do what? So although it was easy for me, it wasn't easy for others. So I decided before now, my wife had been telling me, you need to go on YouTube or some video or some virtual. I'm like, I have content, let them read the content and all that. But I was in a mastermind group with some women. And because of this collaboration thing, this challenging and pushing each other beyond limits, I had to come to the program as an example. Everybody came as an example. So you're coming, you're the example. She's coming, she's the example. And I now said, okay, this has been a challenge for me, but I know it would bless people tremendously. It would really, really help people. And the truth is that to do a program weekly, and it's fresh and rich and deep every week, you have to have depth. You have to have a call to do it. You don't just jump up and say, I want to be on TV, I want to be talking to people every week. Because in this program, because it is live, people are asking live questions, real-time, on-time questions. And if you don't have answer for them, after the second, the third time, nobody will show up anymore. So in that collaboration, what it does is that it helps you to go far together. Me and those ladies are good buddies, we're good friends, we have programs, they all show up. You want to do that, especially if you have a goal, you have a plan, you want to go somewhere. You need people that can come alongside and help you. And I'm sure that if nothing else, Elo's story resonates that very well. But this program, Nugget for a Successful Life, came out of collaboration.
Wow. Wow.
When we first started, I was looking at the first edition. When he first started, I was like, whoa, we've really come a long way. It was nice, but it was so crude and so one-tracked kind of. And then as we began to open up, people began to show interest. And that's one thing with us. We don't tell you, no, you must do this. No, people come alongside us, as she mentioned, and they say, hey, can I be a part of this? And we're like, oh, be a part of this. No problem. No problem. Today, for instance, we celebrated one of our teammates, Josie. That's what we do. It's not fluffy. It's just we. Just being real with people. And interestingly, they always would say, Coach, you're always doing listen, life is about giving. That's the truth. And when I say giving, it's not money. It's not necessarily when you hear giving, your mind just goes to church and you want to. No, life is about giving, and it's not giving money. It's giving of your time, giving of your resources, giving of your tools, giving of your support. When we send out a nugget, for instance, it encourages someone. When we say, hey, listen, tune into this program on Sunday, you're not really doing anything. We're the ones that are kind of bringing, Elo has been talking for 30 plus minutes now. So it's we that are bringing things because we want to challenge you, but we don't want to leave you challenged. We also want to inspire you, but we don't want to leave you inspired. We want to support you in your life's journey as well. So collaboration, if you don't know, if you're not doing it, if you're not doing it as you should, it's something that you need to consider drastically. And I'm sure that some of you have thought about it. You've thought about partnering with other people, and there's been some fear or some reservation. If you have that, this is the best place to bring that question up and say, listen, you know what, I would love to collaborate, but this is what has been a drag for me, or has been a challenge for me. Because if you can accomplish your vision alone, it's not a big one.
It's not.
It's not a big one.
What, Tanyeka, as you were speaking, and talking about the fear that people have, I also had that fear, and several times I've been burnt. I've been burned several times, but it has still not stopped me from collaborating. Like you said, you've got to test people out. You've got to test people's spirit. And you also have to be an authentic person. You've got, somebody said, be humble. You have to humble yourself, because in collaboration, in partnership, there will be all sorts of things that will come. I remember after the first year of running Heart Song Live, two of the people that I brought in, as partners, as team members, as collaborators or collaborations, they went ahead to start their own radio station. Do you understand? But you know what? Like I said, obviously as a human being, you feel bad, but then I remember that I'm a pace setter. I start, others follow, and it's okay for others to follow because the sky is so big. You know, like somebody said, we've all got our place in there. But guess what? One of the persons didn't even last a month because they have not been called to that. The other one, I'm sure they're still going, but not with as much zeal as they had when they started, you know, because, oh, we want a lot of things, she knows it all. And I laugh, I tell people, if you don't want to be me. My husband called me a few days ago. It was like, I look at you on social media and I say, people don't know you. They don't know the stress that you go through to make all of these work. And then they envy. So I got burnt, but it didn't stop me from partnering. I opened up my heart again. And do you know what? God just has a way of bringing people your way. And I've come to realize, Coach Anyeka, and I don't know about you, that people come into your life for different, like they say, for a season, for a lifetime, for a reason. There's some friendships or partnerships that are generational. You've got to just know when that person's time is finished so that you don't hold grudges. And so initially for me, I was like, why? But then I realized that, you know what, they came to do what they had to do at that point.
True.
And then pass the baton on to somebody else. So you've got to be open, live an open heart. And that's why I started off by saying, if you compare yourself, it will rob you of your joy, because there will always be somebody who is doing better than you.
True.
There will always be somebody you are doing better than.
Wow.
So you begin to compare. Yeah.
Coach Anyeka, I had to raise my hand because I know the two of you can continue all day. Because I know the passion with which you say these things. They are not for your gain. You've passed through majority of the work. You've done the work. All right. So it's from the passions place where you want us to follow. That's where you're talking from. But I want us to connect with people. Now, guys, if you have a question, you can just raise your hand. That's why I did that earlier. You can just raise your hand and I'll be able to call you up to have your question or comment, just that you make it brief so that we have everybody having answers to their questions. The two people on this call that are able to talk with us, our guest speaker, Elo, and our head coach at LETS. They are tireless when it comes to helping people. So don't worry, any question at all, they will answer. Like which I think I always say, no question is silly. There's no bad question. It is only a question you never ask that I don't get an answer for. So, Elo, I'm going to ask you a question.
Sure.
And then I'm going to piggyback on it to Coach Anyeka. I'm going to fire out, you know, just like that. I'm not suppressing my firing today. The two of you are my odds, all right?
No,
now, you mentioned that you opened your heart and you were born sometimes. And we're talking about collaboration. It occurred to me suddenly that, you see, if we talk about collaboration, it's as if we are almost over-hyping it. This is what I mean. Is there anything really you can do all alone? Is there really anything anybody can do all alone? Let me give you one of the lowest things to do.
Maybe sleep.
Yes.
Maybe sleep. Now, okay, let me take sleep. I want to take roasting plantain, but I'll take sleep. Now, when you sleep, what do? You close your eyes, right?
Uh-huh.
Do you know somebody's watching the way you sleep and copying it? Do you know that? So if you don't want to be copied, you have to keep your eyes open, right? Then you can't sleep. So who cares? Go to sleep, come on. Go to sleep. When you wake up better. Whoever wants to copy your sleep, let them sleep all day if they want to. Eventually, you got to work with people, whether they are employees or they are partners. You can't hide everything. You can't say because you don't want someone to cook your kind of stew. Someone told us that she's a chef with a difference. How do you let people enjoy your soup if you don't cook it? You got to cook it. You got to make the recipe. You understand what I'm saying? So don't be afraid, like Ella said. Don't worry. What matters is you're doing this. If what you were doing was not good enough, nobody's going to copy it.
Nobody
In
will
fact, if you're
copy.
doing something and nobody's copying it, check it out. Something's bad about it. Something smelling fishy out there. You know, so you said you were born.
Yeah.
Now, my question is this. What did it take? What did you really do? What did it take for you to open up again and again and again? What was that secret? Just briefly.
Right.
I have several questions for you. So briefly, what did it take for you to open up again?
Okay. I mean, it was a bad experience. It affected me, knocked my confidence, everything, you know, we went through all of that. So, but one of the very first things that I did was I had to talk to someone. I had to speak to someone to say, this is how I am feeling about, do you know, there was even one time I told one of my friends, I will never, I will, and she said, don't say that, don't even say that, you know, but here I am today, you know, so, but I had to talk to someone. I actually even got a therapist to help me. Yeah, so that was the first thing. Then I had to learn to forgive. And thirdly, I had to come to realize it's a bigger, I've been sent here for a higher purpose. It's a bigger vision. I can't hold on to people. I've got to let people go when they want to go. Yeah, because they really are not mine. The collaborators, the partners, the team members, the employees, they are not mine. They are God's. And if God says, okay, your time here is over, who am I? You know? So I went through that process and I came to the point where I just let it be. And then I think it was recently, I can't remember who came and said, oh, before they even started talking, I knew where they were going and I helped them. I just made it easier for them. I was like, it's okay. It's okay. I had to leave somewhere at some point, you know, so it's okay. So these are the things I did. I talked to someone, I learned to forgive, and I had to look at the bigger picture that it is not about me, because sometimes we make our business, our ministry, our careers, everything about us. But you are here for such a time as this. You are here on assignment. And I think it's high time we begin to see ourselves that way. Because when you see yourself like, I'm just doing, you know, no, you are here for a higher purpose. So when you see yourself that way, you will then learn to just accept the things that come. But take the lessons, you know, because I had to question myself, were there things I could have done better, even though I'm accepting the fact that their time had finished or they had to move on, but were there things I could have done better? And I have also learned how to even treat people better in the process and how to treat myself better too. I don't know if that makes sense.
It makes a lot of sense. And Coach Adeka, I'm hearing Ella saying, there was something I didn't learn before, but when these things came up, I also collaborated again. You went to get help.
Oh, yeah.
You didn't stay in your room, cover yourself with your blanket, and say they're all wicked people. They don't want my dream. You stepped out. You asked for help.
I did.
Which means everyone needs someone else.
Yeah.
And you didn't hold on to it. Now, Coach Adeka, you were talking a few weeks back about finding your passion. You mentioned traveling in your mind, going to the future, coming back to your present, and writing a plan that takes you from where you are to that dream. Obviously, catching a glimpse of the future helps you to see the bigger picture. I hope I'm correct with that. Catching a glimpse of your future.
It does, and I'm glad that you need to understand that this is not an overnight thing. One, it's not rosy kind of. There's always some sacrifice to give. But let me kind of console you with this. when you have a vision, your vision is not dependent on anyone.
That's right.
But you need people. So you need to understand the vision is bigger than you and all of you together. So it would come to pass with or without
you.
So when you understand that, you would be looking at it from the perspective, okay, this thing, I don't know, Jenkins came along, he's been helpful, he's been a blessing, but his time has come. He moves on. I had that within my team as well. Someone rose up and felt that I need to treat her differently. I need to do this, would question everything. You know, and I said, listen, this thing is not a do or die.
Mm-hmm.
We don't. I would support you any day, any time, whatever you think that is in your heart. But you see, this one, so let me give you the piece. This one that we're doing came from my heart. And because it came from my heart, your heart is like a well that keeps bringing out. That's the thing. It keeps bringing out more and more. I call it the originality of that particular vision. So don't be afraid that the only way they can steal that is to take you out of the picture, I mean, kill you or something.
Yeah.
Once you are alive, you are breathing, that vision is still alive. If you lose the whole collaborative team you have, you will get another better team in the next year. But you need to, so the thing that could hurt is that when you hold on to people, for instance, my wife, it's a privilege if she serves me, gives me food in the house we live in my house. Why? Because I don't own her. She's my partner.
I like
anything
that.
she gives to me, because I'm not expecting something from her, I can receive it with thanksgiving. I can appreciate it because I am not looking at it from an entitlement position. The only thing that I'm entitled to is what I bring to the table. What you bring, it's your, see, listen, the way we are rewarded is based on what we bring, not based on what I bring. If I bring 100% to the table and you bring 50, you will never be rewarded for 100. It's not possible. So when you understand that, you will love people for them. We are humans. You too have had some goofy times yourself. So we are humans, and sometimes humans would, maybe they saw something better or they thought they could do something better and they decided, okay, I'm tired of, working with, you see, but everything is a process. If they don't go through the process themselves, they will be challenged when they step out and say that it's not as easy as it looks when we come out here and
now,
get
Coach Enenka, talking about being easy. I told you I have a lot for you today, so don't mind me. I'm going to be cutting it to you guys because I need to extract some things from this bone. I got to get a marrow for my people out here. All right, I got to get a marrow for my people out here. Now, talking about not being easy, Coach Enenka, I'm having a feeling someone in this meeting is thinking, hey, guys, I want to have this help. I have a big dream. I have my next level. I want to take my business to the next level. I want to start a new business. I want to change my job. I want to live where I'm doing my 9 to 5. But I have an idea. I think it's going to take a lot of money. And I've tried to think about it. I don't know what to do next. How do I make this idea come to fruition? And I know, Coach Enenka, I know we discussed about something like this. You told me about the other factors, the helps, the legs that make this table stand better. And we've talked about one of them, collaboration. I know there are other legs to this too, right? Can you quickly share what other things can I leverage on if I have an idea that seems bigger than me, bigger than my plan, my thought, but I want it to come to pass. I want to see it in the actual. What other things can I leverage on to get an idea out as a person? Quickly, Coach Enenka.
You have to be accountable, and that's one thing that some of us cannot overlook. Everybody, so you can be your own boss, but if you're not accountable to anyone, then nobody's holding you accountable. When we came into this year, we asked the question, and when you came into this year, who asked you, did you accomplish your 2021 goals? And everybody was like, nobody asked me because nobody knows. So it means you are not accountable to anyone. What that does, that when you're not accountable to anyone, whether you make it or you didn't make it, it doesn't matter. And because you're doing that, it's mediocre, it's average. You never would get yourself above that comfort zone that we always like to see. So it is very critical that you understand that accountability also plays a key role. So you can collaborate with someone, but you also have to be accountable to them as they are accountable to you. You also have to make sure that you are in a group of like-minded people. If you are in a group and you don't have the same values, there's going to be a challenge. It's going to be a challenge for you. Another thing that I also looked at that will help you bring that idea to fruition is that you have to understand that when people come around your idea, how do I present that to them in such a way that it becomes compelling, it becomes challenging enough for them to say, hey, I want to be a part, let me help you with this. Because it's not just, many of you have had lofty ideas, wonderful ideas. Some of you are saying, I want to leave my job and start my business, or I want to start doing this, I want to go on into this. But you just didn't think about that now. You've been thinking about that for a while. So why have you not been able to step out and do something? Sometimes the support that we need to do that, the system that we need to help us do that is also needful. You have to get into a system that would foster, help you bring your ideas to light, help you nurture your ideas, feed your ideas, and also get others brainstorming and imputing into that idea for it to come to fruition. So it just doesn't happen.
Doesn't.
When you now start doing it, it now looks easy. I mean, Ella will come now and says, I have to shut this, I'll come and do that. You can talk, as Kobe said, we can talk like this till the same time tomorrow. I will still be talking even the same time tomorrow. It's not, it wasn't that easy when we started.
No.
But because it's inside us. That's why on Nuggets community, we like to let you get to, hey, listen, you can like something. So we tell you, that idea, they say, look for a need, something that is hot, and then, bite into it, and you'll be fulfilled. It doesn't work like that. If you go and see something, a need that you're not wired to handle, why would you have to go and get a third party to come and help you do it? So you are dependent on the third party to tell you what's happening. So if the third party wakes up tomorrow morning and works, that idea is in shambles. It falls apart completely, because the person you don't want to do that. So you want to find yourself out first, discover first yourself. Then you can understand how you're wired, the kind of problems that you were created to solve. So that when you get into that, it looks like mastery. I was telling my wife yesterday, and I'll just say this, and then I can let Ella chip in. I said to her that there's this Eastern culture that they had. Whatever they did it with such, they would practice it and practice it and practice it. It could be just making tea. Till they got to a place, they would do it as if it was a song. It was furniture that they were making. They brought so much excellence into it that you couldn't pay them to do a shabby job. They were not doing it because of the money. They were doing it because it was an expression of themselves. It was their signature. It was them. So when they looked at the furniture that they made, they saw themselves. When they looked at someone that they helped to grow, they saw themselves. When they mentored someone or they coached someone, they saw themselves. So you couldn't pay them enough. Most people have lost that level of excellence. So, and then all of a sudden it's not something you turn on and it just turns on. You have to approach your craft when you have found it with such, listen, practice makes permanent. You have to go at it. Just keep doing it. Just keep doing it. And you have to know what your craft is. And please, you're not sent to everybody. If you're sent to everybody, you need to check yourself. You can't be sent to everybody. I was telling someone, I said, for instance, in a city like Lagos, I know there's about 10 million people there. So if 10 million people knocked at your door tomorrow morning, can you handle that?
For where?
So you can't be sent to everyone. You need to understand the people that you are sent to, why you are sent to them, but it starts with you first. Hello, you said you were crying when you had your twins.
Yeah.
Like 5-6 years ago, it was the same thing. I will be ironing, and I was not the same man. Don't cry. I don't know where you got that from, but I will be crying profusely, and I kept asking myself, why? What's happening? I just knew there was something that was about to happen, and then it began to dawn on me that there are certain people that you're going to come in contact with, and their destiny depends on what you will do, what you will say, the way you will show up.
Awesome.
I was crying because I was saying, Lord, please help me, that when I get in the front of these people, I won't say I'm tired, or I can't do it, that they don't look like my kind of people. This one, it's not serious. I would remove myself from it and let it be about them.
Yeah.
And from that time till now, my conversations have been different. Could people would bet I speak to 10 people like I'm speaking to 100 people. I speak to 2 people like I'm speaking to 1,000 people.
That's it.
I look at it as a life. Somebody would listen to me, contact with me, and it would shape what they do next. So I take that very personal because it has to do with people's life.
Yeah.
So find out what it is that you've been called to do, and then do it with all your heart, all your might, because trust me. And I know people will say, what about money? Don't I want to make money. Listen,
the money will come.
Money comes as a default of solving problem.
Yeah.
So you have to find out the right problem. You have to solve it for the right people. If you solve the right problem for the wrong people, money won't come. If you solve the wrong problem for the right people, money won't come. So you need to find out the problem you were created to solve, one. Find out the people you were created to solve them for. And most times, it always starts as a free thing.
Okay. Amazing.
It always starts as a free thing.
Coach Neka, you've gotten Elo laughing. Elo now becomes excited the way you were excited over the week. So there's something happening. Elo, we talked about discovering yourself, right?
Yeah.
I said we have to discover yourself. Then you got to collaborate, like you said. And also he added that, look, you got to be accountable to people because that's how you have some people being able to ask you questions. I'm going to throw light on that because initially I thought being accountable meant having people that control me. Until I found out from Coach Aneken, they were not to control me, they were just to ask me. Or my friend, you promised to throw 2 stones into the pond yesterday. Did you throw them? That's all. And you know you didn't throw them. So you say, hey, I'm sorry, I didn't throw the 2 stones. You know what? I'm going to throw 4 stones today. And that makes a difference. Just because you know someone's going to ask you, did you do what you plan to do? That makes a difference. Now, let me quickly ask, because our time is fast spent, and we're going to round up soon. Coach Aneken, I'm going to ask you a question you don't answer yet, right? Ella's going to answer her own, but you keep that ready. Now, Coach Aneken, what I want to ask you is this. I have people on this call, right, who have found what they are passionate about. Some are in the process of finding their passion, but some already know what they solve problems with. They know what problems to solve, all right? But they don't have the platform where they can have like-minded people collaborate with them. They don't have like-minded people hold them accountable. They don't have the ability to understand the next step to go. They don't have people to bounce their ideas off. What would be a wonderful solution for such people on this call? Before you answer, now, hello.
Yeah, I just cannot help. I just cannot help but say something about, that question that you've just thrown to Coach Aneken. You see,
okay.
I'm going to read a scripture here from John chapter 5 and verse 5. We know that story of the man who had been lying down for 36 years, right? And he said to Jesus, I can't, you know, when Jesus said to him, and you've been ill for a long time, would you like to get well? What did he say to Jesus? I can't, sir.
I have nobody.
I don't have anybody. Chai!
He was answering a question in his heart. He was hearing another question in his mind.
And what did Jesus tell him next to do? Stand up. So you as an individual, you have the responsibility to go out there and look for the people. I never had the platform I had today, but I had to start somewhere. I had to create my own platform. And now I have platform here and there, and you know what I mean? So there is always somebody out there, but you've got to do the finding. I know that some of us are introverts. Some of us don't want to, you want to hold back, but you can find people like you. And in the day and age that we're in, social media is such a big tool and a big asset for us. Yeah. So back to the first question. I just had to say that. Back to the first question. I love a quote by Richard Branson that says, if somebody offers you an amazing opportunity, but you are not sure you can do it, say yes, then learn how to do it. Yeah. So you have a big dream. You, like the question you asked, you know, you already know what you've been called to do. Coach Anita talked, you know, extensively about that. You've got to find out who you are, who you serve, what is the transformation that they bring. The next thing, you need to begin to show up for those people. You need to speak the language that they understand, and they will flock towards you. Like Coach Aneka also said that you have not been sent to everybody. And that's why I wrote a book. You are not everyone's cup of tea. True. Not everybody will even get you or like you. So if you have a dream, a vision, a big, massive vision, there's a starting point. Start from where you are. Do the things that you love doing. And Coach Aneka said free. I did free for years. For years. I did it. But see where it's got me. That someone will just call me and say, Eloho, I want to work with you. Where's the link? Let me pay. Why? Because I have built confidence. They say consistency builds trust.
That's right.
Over the years, I have developed that, like, they know me now, they like me and they trust me. So if you have a big vision, start from where you are. One of my coaches used to tell me when I said that, I want to make £10,000 a month. He asked me, Eloho, have you made £300 a month? Do you understand? So start from where you are. The first time I charged for a course, I asked people to pay me £25. This was after doing free for years. I said, pay me £25. After they paid, I said, okay, pay me £99. And then I started moving up. So you've got a massive vision, learn, take action, show up as the person that people need, build trust, and it will come. Nathaniel, see? Nathaniel,
all right,
for
great,
10 years.
Great.
All right, that's what I wanted to add.
Hello, now to you now. Tell me, through your journey, even when you thought you couldn't become who you are today, when you thought you couldn't get the kind of lifestyle you wanted, would you say being able to have a coach, being able to have people to collaborate with, friends that trust in your vision, that could work with you, would you say that was a huge fulcrum for you to learn?
Without a coach, I won't be here today because I was all over the place. I was doing stuff, but it was not strategic until I got into coaching. So coaching helped me so much. It helped me clarify who I was then and who I am now and what I can offer people. Secondly, I had to be part of a mastermind. And that mastermind was on books. We were reading books, transformational books. I remember the first book I read on that team was As a Man Thinketh. And that completely changed my world. Things will happen to us. How do we respond to them? And one quote I love from that book is, it talks about the garden. Our minds are like the garden. You know, when weeds are growing, we go into the garden and take out the weeds. So then we have all these thoughts coming in that are weeds. We have the responsibility to take it out. So that's what coaching did for me. It helped me identify the weeds, take out the weeds, and focus on my journey. I mean, we're all still on a journey, so don't get me wrong. We're not there yet. We're not there yet. And we'll continue to be on this journey, learning every day. So coaching is so important. Investing in yourself. The first mastermind I paid for was over $3,000. I don't even know to date where I got the money, but I knew I wanted a difference in my life. So I stretched myself. I begged, I borrowed. So if it's important to you, you will find a way. If it's not, you will look for excuse. Like that man, there's nobody to help me.
Thank you, Ella. Thank you, Ella. And you are, you know this movie, The Good and the Bad and the Ugly. You are holding a gun on one hand and then telling us, don't worry, you feel much pain. Because you're firing on. You're saying it as it is. Now, Coach Eneka, I need help, right? I want to go to the next level. I want to find out about what my dreams should be like. I want to find out my passion. I'm willing to learn all of that. I'm willing to till that ground. But when I find that, I don't have a team. I don't have people who I can call trusted. I don't have a community of people. I don't have friends that I can share this kind of dream with. Maybe some of them can do a bit of malt and pepper soup, but they're not interested in what I have to sell here, you know? They're not interested in my future here, but I need that. I want to have that. I was talking to somebody today. The person told me, she asked, how was my day? I said it was okay, but I had this and I had this to do. I said, how was yours? She said, very stressed. I said, why? Say, oh, I'm working on a lot of things. I want to buy this and buy this. I'm working. I said, okay. I said, take it easy. He said, no, I'll not take it easy until I do so and so. I said, okay. I said, we all learn. He said, what do you mean? I said, don't mind. We all learn. I said, but why not come to a program this evening? He said, I hope it's not one of these programs of perspire to aspire. I said, no, there's no perspiring to aspiring. Perspire by yourself. People think when you motivate people, it's just a fun thing. It's not. The truth is that why people are struggling today is that they've met up with a challenge they've not understood. That's the only reason you're struggling. Everything that you can overcome is because you have not understood it. So like Coach Eneka and I will play with, they call it myths. They create myths around it. Oh, this will happen if you do this. It's because you didn't understand it. Once you understand the truth about how anything works, you demystify it. And that's what we do here on Nuggets. We demystify and simplify the process of goal set. Now, Coach Eneka, can you demystify this? I want to make it big. I want to go to my next level. I want to build it. I know it takes time. Well, you said I need to collaborate. I need accountability partners, and I also need to have a community of people. Where can I get that? Straight away. I'm about to play.
You can get that here to make it pretty easy. You can get that here.
Love it.
The reason is because I didn't have that.
Mm-hmm.
When I was putting this thing together, I didn't have that. I didn't have that kind of support. I mean, I didn't even know who to turn to. So I got a coach. And I said, listen, I want to go into business. What are the things that me when I was a seasoned, I've been buying and selling kind of business. But when you want to go to a higher level, trust me, you need help. There are three things that are critical when it comes to progress for people. Number one is that you need what I call, you need to hire help. You see, some of us are in a comfort place. You see, you say, I want to go out, but it's comfort. I want to do this, but it's comforting. I want to step out, but that pay is good. You can't have both, that interestingly. So you need to hire support. Number two, You need, this is critical, you need what we're talking here. You need collaborators, people to collaborate with you who are like-minded people, who are not there to steal your idea or to topple you. No, they are there, like you would call them, hired directors whose business is about your business. Then number three, you need a system. You need a way you can put things on auto. Okay, so what's my first step? What's my second step? What's my third step? That's what we do in the Nuggets community. That's why someone comes in for the first time, we send you an email, we tell you how it all happened, but we also used to leave like a disclaimer. This may not be for you. That's okay. We understand. However, if you know someone that this would benefit, share it with them. On the program, we had a program last time. You have an idea. How do I create a product from an idea? Many of us have had ideas, and most of those things we've had to struggle through them. So what the platform helps you do is it collapses your learning curve. Your learning time is shortened, so you can get to result a bit quicker. Because if I've done something 10 ways, it didn't work. You don't need to do it 10 ways, so it doesn't work either. You can find out the 3 ways I work and start to apply that. That's what we do here. And I'm sure Coach Bibu is asking, I don't think there's only one who is as introverted as he is. When I first spoke with him, some things that he said, even me was surprised. For Coach Bibi, I'm talking about, he's been on the spot, but he's been sitting on the hot seat all this while. Because some things were strange. He would not call attention to himself. He's someone that he didn't think that, hey, listen, you should consider, no, don't let it be about people, which is okay, which is good. But there has to be a mark to draw. Now he wasn't, now I'm not the host of this program anymore. Coach Bibi is the host of the program. I have to get permission from him to speak on the program. But that's what it is. No one called him and said, from today you will do this. He found his heart, his passion in something, and he sunk his teeth into him. Like a bulldog, you can't shake it out of him. Mm-hmm. The man lives and breathes Nuggets. So, and he has to do this every week. So he has to come up with fresh things to bring to the table. Now he's instructed me, Coach, you have to be training every other week. I said, okay, sir. So now I have to come up with materials so I can train the platform every week. And it's always the way we work. It's not, we don't come up with, there's some people that come up with some ideas that you are wondering, what's this? How does this connect with me? No, people said, listen, we need to create products. We have ideas. We have a program that can help you do that. People said, hey, listen, I struggle with goal setting. We have a program that can help you do that. And this program, for the members on the community, it's free. So it's left to you what you want to do with what we have said today. And there are 2 approaches. You can say, great ideas, great talk. I mean, I've been inspired. I'll go do it myself. That's okay. Or you can say, hey, listen, can you walk with me and help me do this? Whatever you choose, that's your choice, and no one can take that from you. If you want to be a part of the platform, by all means, there's nothing to fill out. Just, hey, listen, I want to be a part of the platform, and you get access to these tools and this training and this materials to help you fashion. And that's why we encourage questions, because in the questions is where we get an idea. Or people are asking, how do you do this? Instead of us to tell Mr. A how to do it and they'll tell Mr. B, why don't we just create a program that can help them do that? I'm saying, listen, Mr. ABC, go to this program. It will help you do that thing that you're looking to do. So yes, we've done that. Now I know that Coach Bibi is going to hound me on time. And I know that when it comes to time with him, he's a stickler for time. But I'm going to kind of pause, take our legs off the throttle and just say, listen, let's get a bit of questions from our attendees. What are the things that you are doing or not doing when it comes to getting either your idea or even your life, moving your life in the direction of that you will want to go? Someone asked me 2 years ago, He said, I've gotten to a place, I don't know what to do again. I'm like, that's not a good place to be, because what happens after that is because you start seeing yourself as not valued, nothing. What do I have to contribute? What do I have to bring on the table? And that's where depression comes in. That's where suicide comes in sometimes. So you need to be on top of your game. You need to know, what is it that I'm doing? If you don't know, it's okay. Many of us were there. And I'm sure if I open up and let people share with you what they have gotten in terms of being a part of this program, it will blow your mind. So let me get questions. I want to hear questions from, I know could be asking firing questions. So
I will give more time because of the questions. You can just show a raise of hand. You can just show a raise of hand like I'm doing right now. And that shows me you have a question, okay? And I'm going to allow you to ask your question. Also, you can go to the chat box and type out your question. One of our ladies is on that chat box checking it out, and she'll call our attention to your question. So while we wait for the question, Coach Onyeka, you've called me out, so I'm going to call you out again. Guess what, guys? One day I was sitting down on my own. Like we say in Nigeria, I was sitting down, JJ. And Coach Onyeka called me up and said, hey, we got something to discuss. And what is it? So what to create a product? I said, oh, go on, coach. I'm going to back you up. Create a product. I'll be renting for you. He said, no, we're going to create it together. We're going to create yours. I'm going to create mine. I'm like, okay, product creation will take like 6 months anyway. He said, no, this one has to be like a week. I said, okay, maybe I'm going to just create a flyer. So a week, we'll get it done. Guess what? At the end of that week and a bit of the next week, we had a book out. Hello, just shared one about someone that told her to write a book in a few weeks. We had a book out in less than 1.5 weeks. All because we wanted to create a sample of what other people could follow. So we're talking about products here. We're not talking about, we read it somewhere, we're going to share it with you. Now I'll be telling you, Sam said this, Gabriel said this. No. There are things we produce in-house and we try out first. We produce it because we work on them and we make them happen. And there you go. We got this book out in a few days. All the work that I had to go into it every day, created time to work on that. We followed the principle, followed a few steps, which we are open enough to also share with you. And people have come again on the same precepts to create new products as well. In fact, every week we're having a class. We had we have a special webinar a few weeks ago, free of charge. It's like a sales time. We just send it to you quickly. If you are ready for it, you grab on it, and then you get that. We do almost everything we do free here because we just want to reach out to people to let them get better. We want people to get better at what they do here, and that's why we are here. So if you have questions, please get in the chat box, give us those questions.
Yes, Coach Bibi, there's a question in the chat.
All right. Okay, from Chinoso, right?
Yes.
Now, Chinoso says, how do I get a coach to help me grow, and what would it cost me? Coach Onyeka, let me throw that question at you.
To get a coach is pretty simple. How much it will cost you? It's exactly. Coaching is not cost. That's the thing. You can't say it's going to cost me $1 or $2. No. I would suggest that you look at getting a coach first of all, and then you sit down and talk. Because sometimes when it comes to you want to grow, right? Sometimes by the time the coach gives you all that it would take for you to grow, you may not be willing to do it. So get a coach. You have my number. Just share your number on the chat. You can send that to Coach Bibi privately or me privately. Let's make our time and talk. Let's find out what you want to do. When you say grow, what does that mean? Let's bring clarity to that first. Then once you have done that, you can understand the magnitude of what you want to accomplish. Then you can be thinking about if it would be an investment for you or not. Because maybe
in case other people
they will give you something that you just will go and do 1, 2, 3, and you're good. You're up
and you're done.
So
in case other people also have this kind of need, I'll suggest all of you have the link to the email. All right, and I'm still going to also share that email. You can just send a request to that mail. Add your phone number, any part of the world you are in. Add your phone number correctly and request to be added to the WhatsApp group. That makes it a lot easier. A lot of the questions you would have during the week as you think about these things can be shared there. Coach Enekan is on that group, I'm on that group, and a host of other members of LETS. And if you throw your questions in there, we'll be able to answer those questions. So ask that to be added to the WhatsApp group. Send an email to the email. I will show it later, and then just get your things done. And also, you can quickly send your phone number on the chat boxes. We'll go through them after the call and be able to extract them as well. But just to be able to have it personally with you, we know it's from you, we know your name, we know how to react to, how to interact with you. A mail will just do us the best, okay? Now, Linda says, how do you break free from fear? How do you break free from fear that is standing before you like a wall, stopping you to break free to accomplish your dreams? E.g., a book I'm writing over 6 years. Oh, Coach Enekan, does it sound familiar? It sounds like hello. It sounds like hello a few years ago. So he said, how do you break free from that wall standing there stopping you from breaking through? Hello, let me just give that question to you.
Okay, that was me, Linda, a few years ago, because I had what you call imposter syndrome, because I felt it wasn't good enough. I felt that nobody would even happen with my music, you know. I was there in that spot, but thankfully, I spoke out to someone who had what I needed, and that person helped me. So it still goes back to the conversation we've been having tonight. You've got to trust people, you know, who have what you need, like the Nuggets, this group, Coach Enekan and Coach Bibi will be able to help you, put you in the right direction. But if you keep it to yourself, nobody knows. Nobody will be able to help you. So I broke out from that fear. First of all, I spoke to somebody. I knew it was time, and they in turn helped me. I remember when I wanted to put out the cover page, Jesus, my heart was beating. You know, it's like my heart was running. God, will they accept this? Wouldn't they think I'm crazy? Even the title alone, you know. But a lot of the times we just fear things that are not really there, you know. 90% of the time, the things that you're afraid of, it doesn't happen. It's not there. Because as soon as I put the book cover out, oh my goodness, I had over 200 and something likes on Facebook. Comments were flowing. I was like, so is this what fear would have stopped me from receiving? And people accepted it. The first week it became bestseller. Till date, people still refer to the book. So I would say, speak to someone who has what you need. They will help you break that fear. Take that first step. The first step of breaking the fear is to step out and talk to Coach Enekan and talk to Coach Bibi.
All right, thank you. And I'll have a joker.
Interestingly,
okay, go ahead, Coach Enekan.
When it comes to fear, there are so many things that could be behind your fear, and as the Lord said, most times those things don't really hold if you look at them
at all.
So take fear like darkness. So you come into a room, okay, it's still light, it's still day here, but come into a room like somewhere like in Nigeria, like in UK, and you come in and it's dark outside and you don't have a light on and the room is dark. That's how fear is. But the minute you turn on light, you're like, wow, what was I really afraid of, really? That's what happens. But sometimes, as Eloah said, you need that push to come out of, to even be able to open the door to say, okay, no fear. That's what you need to do. So you are, I mean, saying this, I give you kudos for even mentioning that in itself. Most people would accept that they have been struggling with something for a while. They feel it's a kind of a taboo. No, it's not. It's the strength that most of us don't want to display. When you come out and say, hey, listen, I'm struggling with this, I'm having an issue with this, that's strength. Because trust me, 97 people are not doing it. And they are suffering in silence. And